Ever feel like your get up and go just got up and went? Like hitting that snooze button on life itself.
Oh, I know that feeling all too well.
You're not alone. Turns out, there's a fascinating scientific reason for those energy slumps, and it all has to do with this tiny molecule called NAD+.
Yeah, NAD+. It's pretty incredible when you think about it. It's in every single cell in your body.
Really? Every single one?
Every single one, working tirelessly to convert the food you eat into, well, usable energy.
Usable energy, okay.
You can kind of think of it as the key that unlocks your body's battery pack.
The battery pack.
Yeah, and that battery pack is something called ATP.
ATP, okay, got it.
But, and here's the catch, our NAD+ levels, well, they naturally decline as we age.
So if NAD+ is like the key to energy, and that key starts to get rusty as we get older,
yeah,
that explains why we might feel that afternoon slump a little more intensely, right?
Pretty much.
And you mentioned this ATP thing.
Right.
I'm guessing it's pretty important.
Oh, it's essential. It's the fundamental energy currency of your cells. So when you eat, your body breaks down food into nutrients, and through a complex chain reaction, and this is where NAD+ comes in.
Okay.
Those nutrients are transformed into ATP, the energy your cells need to function.
So without enough NAD+, that process is
less efficient.
Okay.
Your cells really struggle to recharge, and you're left feeling drained.
Okay. I'm starting to see how this all connects, but NAD+ does more than just impact our energy levels.
Right. Way more. It's a real multitasker.
A multitasker, huh?
Yeah, it plays a crucial role in DNA repair. So you can imagine it as a microscopic repair crew, constantly fixing damage to your genetic code.
Wow.
It also helps regulate your metabolism, ensuring your body is running smoothly and efficiently.
So it's making sure things are moving along as they should.
Exactly. And get this, it even fights oxidative stress.
Okay, now what is oxidative stress?
It's like wear and tear at the cellular level.
Okay.
Caused by things like pollution and, the natural aging process.
Wow, NAD+ really is like a tiny superhero working behind the scenes to keep us running at our best.
I like that, a tiny superhero.
But if this superhero starts to decline with age, what does that really mean for us?
Well, that's a big question.
Yeah.
Is it just about feeling a bit tired, or are there more serious consequences? The consequences can be far-reaching.
Far-reaching? How so?
Well, studies have shown that by the time we reach middle age, our NAD+ levels can plummet by as much as 50%.
50%?
Yep. And they continue to decline from there. This drop in NAD+ has been linked to a whole host of issues that many people face as they get older.
So it's not just about feeling a little sluggish in the afternoon.
Not at all.
What are some of the real-world impacts of this NAD+ decline?
Well, imagine feeling perpetually exhausted, even after a good night's sleep.
Oh, I don't even have to imagine that.
Right. That's chronic fatigue, and it's a common complaint associated with low NAD+ levels. And your brain is a major energy consumer, and when NAD+ is depleted, it can't function optimally.
So that explains the brain fog.
Exactly. Brain fog, difficulty concentrating, those frustrating moments of forgetfulness.
I think we've all experienced those brain fog moments. It's like our mental gears are just grinding a bit slower.
Perfect analogy.
But it sounds like the impact goes beyond just our brains and energy levels, right?
You're right, it does.
So what else?
Low NAD+ also affects metabolism, making it harder to maintain a healthy weight as we age. Mm-hmm. It even impacts muscle strength and endurance, meaning your workouts might feel tougher.
Oh, great.
Yeah, and recovery takes longer. And these are just the day-to-day effects.
Okay, this is starting to sound a little concerning. Are you telling me there's even more to this story?
There's more. The long-term consequences of chronically low NAD+ are even more worrisome.
More worrisome. Okay, now I'm really concerned.
Studies have linked it to an increased risk of serious chronic diseases, like heart disease, type 2 diabetes, and even neurodegenerative disorders like Alzheimer's and Parkinson's.
I had no idea it could be connected to such serious conditions. What about visible signs of aging? Does NAD+ play a role in how our skin ages?
Absolutely. Remember how we talked about DNA repair?
Yeah, the tiny repair crew.
Right. Well, NAD+ is crucial for that process, and when levels decline, DNA damage can accumulate, and that contributes to wrinkles, sagging skin, and a loss of elasticity.
So it's not just about feeling younger, it's about our cells literally aging faster at a deeper level. This is all pretty heavy stuff. Is there anything we can do to slow down this NAD plus decline, or are we just destined to feel less energetic and age more rapidly?
Well, that's where the good news comes in. You absolutely have the power to influence your NAD plus levels. You can fight back against these effects.
Okay, good, because I was starting to get a bit worried there.
Don't worry. There are quite a few natural ways to boost NAD plus and help your body thrive as you age.
Okay, I'm definitely ready for some good news now. Tell me, what can we actually do to turn this NAD plus ship around?
Let's start with the foundation, your diet.
I knew it.
Yeah.
Food always seems to play a role. So, what should we be eating to give our NAD plus a boost?
Remember those NAD plus precursors we talked about?
The building blocks?
Exactly. Well, there are certain foods that are packed with those precursors, particularly niacin, also known as vitamin B3.
Okay, give me the specifics. What food should I add to my shopping list?
Think poultry like chicken and turkey, fish like tuna and salmon, and whole grains like brown rice and quinoa.
Okay.
Incorporating those foods into your meals is a delicious and easy way to start replenishing your NAD plus stores.
That's actually pretty simple. I can definitely see myself making a few tweaks to my diet. What about exercise? Does that impact NAD plus levels too?
Absolutely. Physical activity, especially high-intensity interval training or HIIT and strength training, can actually improve the function of your mitochondria.
Now remind me, what are mitochondria again?
Those are the cellular powerhouses we discussed earlier.
Oh, right, the battery packs.
Yep. And when your mitochondria are working efficiently, they don't need to rely on as much NAD plus Piro, which helps preserve your overall levels.
So it's like we're giving our cells a workout, which in turn helps them conserve their energy resources. That makes sense. What about something a little less intense, like sleep? I know I don't feel my sharpest when I'm sleep deprived, but is there a direct connection to NAD plus NAD?
Oh, there definitely is. Sleep is crucial for so many reasons, and NAD plus is one of them. When you get that restorative 7 to 9 hours of sleep, your body is better able to recycle and replenish its NAD plus stores.
So we're giving our cellular superhero a chance to rest and recharge.
Exactly.
So we've got diet, exercise, and sleep, all things we know are good for us anyway. But what about those of us who might need a little extra help? Are there any supplements that can boost NAD plus NA?
You know there are. There are 2 supplements that have been gaining a lot of attention for their potential to increase NAD plus levels. Nicotinamide riboside, or NR, and nicotinamide mononucleotide, or NMN.
Now hold on, didn't we talk about NMN earlier?
We did!
I thought that was involved in converting food to energy.
It's both. It's naturally occurring in the body, but it's also a direct precursor to NAD plus Se, making it a bit more potent than NR. While NMN is found naturally in some foods, the amounts are pretty small.
Okay.
Which is why supplements are often considered a more effective way to boost your intake.
So if someone is really serious about boosting their NAD plus love, supplements could be an option. But before we go down that road, I'm curious about something else you mentioned, intermittent fasting. That's been a hot topic lately, but how does it relate to NAD plus
Intermittent fasting is fascinating.
Yeah.
It activates sirtuin.
Sirtuin.
Okay. Which are these longevity proteins that rely on NAD plus to function. By restricting your calorie intake for specific periods, you're essentially giving your sirtuins a boost, and they in turn help preserve your NAD plus levels. It's like a chain reaction of cellular rejuvenation.
So fasting activates these sirtuins, and sirtuins need NAD plus to work their magic. It's like boosting your energy and getting a potential anti-aging effect all in one.
You got it.
What else can we do to support NAD plus mood?
There are a couple more surprising strategies. Have you ever considered cold therapy or heat exposure?
You mean like taking ice baths and sweating it out in a sauna?
Exactly. Both activities trigger stress responses in the body, and those responses can actually lead to increased NAD plus production. They might not be for everyone, but they offer a unique way to potentially boost your cellular energy.
I'll admit, I'm intrigued. But before I sign myself up for a cryotherapy session, let's talk about stress in general. We all know chronic stress is bad for us, but how does it specifically impact NAD plus HAM?
When you're constantly stressed, your body pumps out cortisol and other stress hormones.
Right.
And that process, well, it actually uses up NAD plus area. It's like stress is an energy vampire.
Energy vampire, I like that.
Draining your precious NAD plus reserves, that's why finding healthy ways to manage stress is essential.
So not only does stress make us feel drained mentally and emotionally, but it's literally depleting our cells' energy supply as well. And I'm guessing a diet rich in antioxidants and omega-3s probably helps to combat that stress, right?
You're right on track. Those nutrients can help combat oxidative stress, which we know is a major contributor to NAD plus depletion.
Yeah.
So loading up on fruits, vegetables, and healthy fats is like giving your cells a protective shield against the damaging effects of stress.
It sounds like it's not just about what we add to our routines to boost NAD plus lyorite, but also about being mindful of what we might be overdoing. What about things like alcohol and sugar? I have a feeling they're not doing us any favors in the NAD plus department.
You'd be right to be suspicious. Both alcohol and high sugar diets can significantly deplete your NAD plus stores.
Okay.
Alcohol in particular interferes with your body's natural NAD plus recycling process.
Oh, wow.
Making it even harder to maintain those healthy levels.
So limiting those things is probably a good idea for our overall health and our NAD plus levels.
Wow, we've covered a lot of ground already. Is there anything else we should touch on before we move on?
There's one crucial piece of the puzzle we haven't discussed yet, sirtuins.
Sirtuins, okay.
They're a family of proteins that play a key role in how NAD plus is used in the body.
All right.
And they have a fascinating connection to longevity.
Okay, I'm definitely intrigued. Let's dive into the world of sirtuins.
You know, it's incredible to think about how this one tiny molecule, NAD plus score, is involved in so many vital processes in our bodies. It's like a master conductor.
A master conductor.
Yeah, orchestrating everything from energy production to DNA repair. It really is mind-boggling when you think about it that way. But I think it's important to connect all of this back to our listener. What does this all mean for them practically? Why should they care about their NAD plus levels?
That's a great question. I think the biggest takeaway is that we're not just passive passengers on this aging journey. We have more control than we might realize.
More control?
Yeah, for years we thought aging was this inevitable decline. But now we're starting to understand that we can actively influence that process. And maintaining healthy NAD plus levels is a crucial piece of that puzzle.
So it's not just about feeling more energetic today, but about potentially setting ourselves up for a healthier, more vibrant future.
Exactly. By taking steps to support our NAD plus levels, we're essentially investing in our long-term health and well-being. We're giving our cells the resources they need to function optimally, repair damage, and resist the effects of aging. It's like building a stronger foundation for our health from the inside out.
I love that analogy, building a stronger foundation. It makes it feel so much more tangible and achievable. So let's say someone's listening to this and they're thinking, okay, I'm on board. I want to boost my NAD plus bone. What's the first step they should take?
I'd say the most accessible starting point is their diet. Take a look at what you're eating and see if you can incorporate more of those NAD plus precursor foods we talked about, poultry, fish, whole grains. Even small changes can make a difference over time.
And it's not just about adding those foods in, but also being mindful of what we might be overdoing, right? Like cutting back on alcohol and processed sugar.
Absolutely. Those things can really sabotage your NAD plus levels. So reducing your intake can have a significant positive impact.
And of course, there's exercise, sleep, and stress management, all those pillars of a healthy lifestyle, regardless of your NAD plus levels. But what about the supplements we talked about, NR and NMN? When does it make sense to consider those?
That's a question best discussed with your doctor. Supplements can be helpful for some people, especially those who might have difficulty getting enough NAD plus precursors through their diet alone, but it's important to do your research and choose high-quality supplements from reputable brands.
And to make sure they're right for you and your individual needs. It's never a good idea to just start taking supplements randomly without talking to a healthcare professional.
I couldn't agree more. There's a lot of hype around NAD plus supplements right now, so it's important to approach them with a healthy dose of skepticism and prioritize those foundational lifestyle changes first.
That's such an important point. It's easy to get caught up in the excitement of a new discovery, but there's no magic bullet. True health and vitality come from a holistic approach, addressing all aspects of well-being.
Well said. It's about finding that balance, embracing new scientific advancements while honoring the timeless wisdom of caring for our bodies and minds.
Okay, I'm feeling inspired. Ready to dive into the next chapter of our NAD plus journey? What else can we explore?
We've talked about boosting NAD plus, but it's important to understand how it's actually used in the body. And one of the most fascinating areas of research is the role of NAD plus in activating sirtuins.
Ah, yes. Those longevity proteins we mentioned earlier. Tell me more.
Sirtuins are a family of proteins that play a crucial role in regulating cellular processes. They're like the guardians of our cells.
Guardians.
Yeah, overseeing everything from DNA repair and metabolism to inflammation, ensuring things run smoothly and protecting us from damage.
So how does NAD plus fit into this picture?
Sirtuins rely on NAD plus to function. It's their fuel source. Without enough NAD plus stored, sirtuins can't do their jobs effectively, which can lead to a cascade of negative effects. Imagine a car sputtering because it's low on fuel. That's what happens to sirtuins without enough NAD+.
So by boosting our NAD plus levels, we're essentially giving those cellular guardians a power boost.
Precisely. It's like we're equipping them with the resources they need to keep us healthy and vibrant.
Okay, that's a pretty powerful visual. So what have scientists discovered about the specific ways that sirtuins impact our health and aging?
Research on sirtuins is constantly evolving, but we know they play a crucial role in DNA repair. Think of them as a microscopic repair crew, constantly fixing damage to our genetic code caused by things like oxidative stress, UV radiation, and just the wear and tear of everyday life.
So they're like our personal DNA repair team.
Exactly. And that's incredibly important because DNA damage is one of the main drivers of aging and age-related diseases.
That makes sense. What else do we know about sirtuins?
Sirtuins are also involved in regulating metabolism, controlling how our bodies use energy, and playing a role in insulin sensitivity, which is crucial for preventing type 2 diabetes.
It's like they're the masterminds behind our metabolism, making sure everything runs smoothly. What about inflammation? We know that chronic inflammation is a major contributor to aging and disease. Do sirtuins have any influence there?
They do. Sirtuins have been shown to have anti-inflammatory effects, meaning they can help reduce chronic inflammation throughout the body. And this is important because chronic inflammation is linked to so many health problems, including heart disease, cancer, and Alzheimer's disease.
Wow, sirtuins really are like the ultimate protectors. They're involved in DNA repair, metabolism, inflammation. It's like they're fighting aging on all fronts. But how do researchers plan to use this knowledge to help us live longer and healthier lives?
There's a whole field of research dedicated to developing sirtuin activators compounds that can increase the activity of sirtuins. Some, like resveratrol, found in grapes and red wine, occur naturally in foods. Others are being developed as pharmaceuticals.
So are scientists essentially trying to create drugs that mimic the effects of NAD plus on sirtuins?
That's right, and the potential applications are vast. There are ongoing clinical trials investigating the use of sirtuin activators to treat a wide range of conditions. Everything from cancer to Alzheimer's disease to heart disease.
That's incredible. It feels like we're on the verge of a major breakthrough in how we treat these age-related diseases. But even if those treatments are still a few years away, the fact that we can already support our sirtuins through lifestyle changes and potentially supplements is empowering.
Absolutely. It gives us a sense of agency over our own aging process.
This is all so fascinating. But before we get too far ahead of ourselves, let's bring it back to the basics. What's the most important thing our listeners should remember about sirtuins and their connection to NAD plus mine?
The key takeaway is this. Sirtuins are essential for maintaining cellular health and protecting us from age-related decline. And the best way to support their activity is to maintain healthy NAD plus levels through lifestyle choices and potentially targeted supplementation in consultation with a healthcare professional.
It's like we've been given the keys to the kingdom. Now we just have to learn how to use them wisely.
Exactly. Knowledge is power. And the more we understand about the intricate workings of our bodies, the better equipped we are to make informed decisions about our health and longevity.
I couldn't agree more. And speaking of knowledge, I think we've covered a lot of ground today. We've explored the science of NAD plus quercetin, its decline with age, and the many ways we can boost our levels naturally. We've even delved into the fascinating world of sirtuins and their potential for treating age-related diseases.
It's been a deep dive indeed.
But before we wrap up, I want to make sure we leave our listener with something actionable, something they can implement right away. What's one small step they can take today to start supporting their NAD plus levels and optimize their health?
If I had to choose just one, I'd say focus on your diet. Make sure you're getting enough of those NAD plus precursor foods we discussed. Add some chicken or fish to your dinner plate. Swap out white rice for brown rice, or snack on a handful of almonds instead of processed snacks.
Those are great suggestions. Simple, practical, and delicious.
Remember, even small changes can make a big difference over time.
I think this is a good place to pause and let our listener absorb all this amazing information. But don't worry, we'll be back soon to continue our deep dive into the world of NAD plus and its incredible potential. Okay, so we've been on this incredible journey exploring NAD plus.
From its role as a cellular energy powerhouse to its fascinating connection with those longevity superstars, the sirtuins.
And it's amazing how this one tiny molecule impacts so many aspects of our health, from how our brains function to how gracefully we age.
It truly is about optimizing our health span, not just our lifespan.
And the fact that we have some control over our NAD plus levels through lifestyle choices and potentially even targeted therapies is pretty empowering, right?
Absolutely. That sense of agency is key.
So out of all the research happening in the world of NAD plus I, what are you most excited about?
One area that's particularly intriguing is the potential of NAD plus boosting therapies to treat age-related diseases. We touched on sirtuin activators, but there are other exciting avenues being explored.
Ooh, do tell. What else is on the horizon?
Well, some researchers are looking into using NAD plus precursors, like NMN, to directly replenish NAD plus levels in the body.
So instead of just activating the sirtuins, we're giving them a full tank of gas to work with.
Exactly. It's a bold idea, and it's still in the early stages of research, but the preliminary results are promising. Studies have shown that NAD plus precursor supplementation can improve cognitive function in animals with Alzheimer's disease and even reverse some age-related changes in muscle tissue.
That's incredible. Are any human trials in progress?
Yes, a number of clinical trials are underway investigating the use of NAD plus precursors for various conditions, including Alzheimer's disease, Parkinson's disease, heart failure, and even fatty liver disease. It's a very exciting time for this field, as we're beginning to see the potential of NAD plus boosting therapies translate into real-world treatments.
I'll definitely be following those trials closely. It feels like we're on the brink of some major breakthroughs. But even if those treatments are still a few years away, there's so much we can do right now to support our NAD plus levels naturally.
Absolutely. And that's the most important message for our listener today. You don't have to wait for the next big scientific breakthrough to start taking control of your health and longevity. By making smart choices about your diet, exercise, sleep, stress management, and potentially even incorporating some targeted supplements, you can empower your body to thrive at the cellular level.
It's like we've been given a roadmap to a healthier and more vibrant future.
Exactly. And it's up to each of us to choose the path that best supports our individual needs and goals.
Well, it's time to wrap up this incredible deep dive into the world of NAD plus S.
We've only just scratched the surface of this fascinating topic.
But before we go, is there a final thought-provoking question you'd like to leave our listener with?
Knowing what you now know about NAD plus and its impact on everything from your energy to your long-term health, what one small change are you inspired to make? It could be as simple as adding more B3-rich foods to your diet or getting an extra hour of sleep each night. Every step you take towards supporting your NAD plus levels is a step towards a healthier and more vibrant you.
What a great reminder that we have the power to shape our health destiny. We hope this deep dive inspired you to learn more about optimizing your own NAD plus levels. And be sure to check out the show notes for links to the studies we talked about and resources for high-quality NAD plus supplements. Until next time, stay curious and keep diving deep.